So when you look at the Irish offensively, what concerns you about Notre Dame if you're Ohio State on the offensive side of the ball for the Irish?
Yeah, Ohio State's not played a quarterback like Riley Leonard all year. And what I mean by that is they've played scrambling quarterbacks, but they haven't necessarily played a quarterback who is a part of the run game as much as Riley and Leonard is. He's got about 892 yards rushing this year. He might end up with 1,000 this year if they run him a lot on Monday night. But that's a different element, and it's going to, I think, test these linebackers a little bit more than maybe they've been tested. Cody Simon has been stout. Sonny Styles has been pretty good as well, but he's been a little shaky in coverage at times. I think Texas took advantage of that. Maybe Notre Dame can take advantage of that with their running back Jeremiah Love as well. But I think the overwhelming thing that I think makes me nervous, if anything makes me nervous, is Michigan showed everybody the blueprint for how to beat Ohio State. Now, granted, Notre Dame doesn't wear maize and blues and winged helmets. So that's an element that you have to continue to harp on is the fact that everybody can't do what Michigan did because they're not Michigan. They don't bring the mental hurdle that Michigan brings to the table. But from a schematic standpoint, if you can force Ohio State to feel like they have to prove something, they have to prove they're tough, they have to prove that they can beat you in the run game, you can slow down the game and you can give yourself a chance in the fourth quarter. So I think for Notre Dame, it's Riley Leonard as a runner. It's Jeremiah Love. Can he be explosive at times? But more importantly, can Notre Dame control the game? It's 60 minutes of a football game. Can Notre Dame hold on to the ball for 40 of those minutes, right? And shorten the game and give themselves the best opportunity to when they get to the fourth quarter, when you get to those last 8 minutes, they have an opportunity to take their best shot.
That will be difficult given the way Ohio State's defense has played. Again, they were really good against the Longhorn. I mean, look at before the strip sack, you had it at the 1 yard line and you
Yeah.
couldn't score. And 3 plays later, after the quarter break, it turns into a touchdown for the defense. How good has this Ohio State defense been in the playoffs?
Well, not just in the playoff, they've been the best unit all season. I know they had that bad game against Oregon, but overall, this has been by far the best defense in the country. They're first in points allowed per game at 12.2. They're first in yards allowed per play at 4.12. They're sixth nationally in passing yards allowed per attempt, and that's 5.9. And they're second in the nation in rushing yards allowed per attempt at 2.68. And they're number one in all but the passing category in the Big Ten. They don't allow anything. And that goal line stand we saw in Texas, it's not the first time we've seen that all year. We saw it against Penn State. We saw it against Tennessee. We saw it against Nebraska. We saw it against Oregon. We have seen this win or lose all season to where, yeah, Ohio State's going to make you work for every yard. And then just when you think you can finally break through and you're at the 1 or the 2 or the 3 yard line, no, you got to earn that too. And it's not just Jack Sawyer, it's JT Tuimoloau, it's Lathan Ransom and Caleb Downs as the best safety duo in the country. It's Denzel Burke and Davis Igbinosun and Jermaine Matthews working in that corner. It's Jordan Hancock at nickel. It's these linebackers. It's the interior guys, Tyleik Williams and Ty Hamilton. It's even some depth pieces like Kenyatta Jackson. There is nothing off the table for Jim Knowles. And this is where they've spent the last 3 years building up their defense to get to. When you've got a guy who's as creative as Jim Knowles is and has this much talent, this is what it looks like. Statistically, and the eye test tell you that this is probably the best defense in the country. And it's been pretty historic all season long.